All right, guys, we need to talk about something a little more serious here. We need to talk about the responsibilities that we have as motorcyclists. Now, I know a lot of people complain that there's other drivers out there that are causing problems. Oh, I got in an accident because this person did this. Or, you know, there's gravel on the road, the street sweeper didn't do a good job. It's just some bullshit. You know, there's oil. Excuses. That's what I hear. And I know a lot of them are valid. I know a lot of them come out as valid. A lot of them are, this happened, this is why I crashed, how do I fix it? Okay, that's fine. That's a reason why this happened. It's not an excuse. The reason why it happened, and you didn't prepare for it. So let's go ahead and talk about some of that stuff, and let's talk about how possibly we could fix a lot of these things. An accident. I hear a lot of people say, I had an accident. There's an accident. You know, I got a car accident with somebody. Accident implies that there was something that you had no control over. An accident implies that an event happened that shouldn't have happened and you had no control. That's basically what it is. So it's not your fault, it's not their fault, it's somebody's fault. So usually what we call an accident in the fire service and, you know, the public safety area is that it's a collision. There's a collision. You collided with the gravity, with the ground. Gravity and you coincided and hit the ground, or you collided with a pole, or the car pulled out in front of you and you collided and they collided. That's what a collision is. Now, that does involve fault. Who's at fault? That's what the investigation's all about, but it wasn't an accident. Now, you need to be responsible for what you do on the bike. Every single crash, every single collision, every single thing that happens to you while you're on this motorcycle is your responsibility. It is your job to have the proper training to avoid almost all these incidents. Actually, pretty much all the incidents. It's your job to avoid them all. It should never come down to, man, I had to lay down the bike because that car pulled out in front of me and I couldn't. Guys, if you're having to freaking be in that situation where you have to lay down a bike, or somebody pulls out in front of you, you were either going too fast, you weren't paying attention, you didn't give yourself enough cushion, you didn't cover over the brakes, you didn't have an escape route, you didn't have escape route number 2. These are all things that you need to be having as a motorcyclist. Like right here, this car, subconsciously I know that this guy could be a danger to me. That's why I'm off in this position, lane position 3 in my lane, just in case he wants to creep over. I'm keeping peripheral on his tires just in case he wants to sneak over to my lane. These are all things that you need to be focusing on. And I know it doesn't look like I do when I'm riding. I really am. I got a red light. This white car is coming. I'm looking straight. I got my focused eyes moving where I need to go. And then I have my peripherals. Oh, I forgot the downshift. Whoops. Another thing is being visible. You need to be visible. Okay, that is a responsibility of you. And it's not just about wearing visible gear. Okay, it's not just about that. It does help a lot. That's why I chose a white helmet over a black helmet. You can see a white helmet bobbing around while you're riding a lot better than a black helmet, which will not merge. It'll mesh in with some of the surroundings, or some crazy camouflage helmet. Guys, it's camouflage, multiple colors. It's gonna blend in. So bright colored clothing. That's why I got white. So this is reflective. This is easily seen. I got reflections. I got my LEDs on my Sportster. So I got some really high visible stuff, and that is just, it's just gonna help you. It's gonna give you the extra 5-10% of safety margin because you've done that extra where other people can now see you. And then also ride in the best position to be seen. So right now, I'm only worried about the car in front of me. I got about a 6 to 5 second delay behind him, and I want to be in every single mirror he has. I can see the left mirror, the side view mirror, the right mirror, and I can see the rear view mirror in the middle. I want that to be seen. Now at the same time, you might have to switch it to position 1 so that oncoming traffic can see you pretty good, because maybe that guy that's wanting to turn left and I'm way over here and I can't be seen, he turns left thinking that there's no cars or no vehicles behind the car in front of me, and he goes like this person right here. Okay, they went before. They might go because they didn't see me, so I might have to be in this position right here. And that's perfectly acceptable. Ride within your position to be seen. Another thing you need to do is communicate your intentions. Communicate them. Use the proper turn signals. If you don't have turn signals, use the freaking hand ones. Do something. You need to have the brake lights. You need to have, you know, the turn signals here. I got my right, my left. And also make sure you turn them off. These ones don't turn off when you automatically turn. So if you have a right turn signal going on for a couple miles, people don't know when you're going to turn, and you're over here just like, da 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 da. Guys, focus. You need to focus. Don't get complacent. Enjoy the ride, zone into it, not zone out, and turn off your turn signals. Maintain an adequate space cushion. You notice this whole time I've been riding behind this vehicle, and I've given it, 5-6 seconds, but then there's also this vehicle up ahead. I'm looking 12 seconds ahead. I'm looking way ahead. 12 seconds is a lot when you're traveling at a certain speed, okay? I'm looking hundreds of feet ahead. I'm looking at the light situation here. I got this big old trash truck wanting to turn left. I'm paying attention to all these things, and you have to look way ahead. So give yourself the cushion to where you can almost see around the car in front of you. Don't get so close. Same thing if you're over here and there's a blind spot, don't be in their blind spot. Give yourself a cushion. Like I talked about that one car, I'm looking off with my peripheral. He was on my side, but I gave myself a full lane cushion so that I do not possibly get hit if he wants to switch into my lane. If he did switch in my lane, that gave me enough. It gave me enough of a cushion to either accelerate to get out of the way, hit the brakes to get out of the way, or even move off to the shoulder. Now that's one thing a lot of people don't like to do, is turn off my blinker. One thing a lot of people don't understand is that this shoulder right here is meant to be pulled over for emergencies, but you can legit have plenty of room and ride on the shoulder. Don't do it because it's illegal unless it's an emergency, and plus this is a bike lane, so you actually get a little bit more, but only do it if you get pushed out. You can ride on this side. You can ride off on the shoulder. That's an escape route. So guys, give yourself adequate cushion if you have to, okay? And I mentioned that I am looking 12 seconds ahead. Guys, I am looking way ahead. I'm not looking down right here. I'm scanning my horizons. My eyes, my focus is going like this. I'm like looking in this lane, this lane, this lane, this car, the speed limit, no parking. I'm just constantly looking, seeing if there's any animals that want to cross. I'm constantly scanning 12 seconds ahead, so if I see something, I have time to react, okay? And even if there's a car in front of me, I'm still looking ahead and keeping the car in my peripheral. So if I see their brake lights, now my focus goes back on the car. If I see them wanting to turn a turn signal, my focus goes on the car. I all of a sudden start creeping up on them. That's either I'm going too fast or they're going too slow, and now I am focused on them. But always look way ahead, and that's something you have to teach yourself. That's something that you have to understand. The best way you could do that is just constantly look at the horizon. Don't look in front of you. Don't look at like down here or anything like that. Look at the horizon. Use your peripheral vision to pay attention to everything else, okay? Now you have to learn how to react to separate hazards. Now you're doing all this 12 seconds, you're looking around, you're paying attention, you know this car, you give yourself a cushion. That is you seeing these things. Now you got to evaluate all these things, and you're like, is that car coming in? Is that car going slow? Is there like somebody pulling out? Now you have to learn how to execute these things, okay? You need to execute any of the issues. That's a nice parking lot to practice in. You need to execute anything. So if somebody pulls up, you got to swerve out of the way or hit the brakes or do both. If that car, like I mentioned, it could be something small. That car is slowing down. I'm looking 12 seconds ahead. I see them slow down a little bit. My execution, my action that I do to remedy that situation is to just let off the throttle a little bit. That's it. It could be as simple and mundane as that, or it could be as life-saving as having to swerve out of the way. You know what I mean? It could be anything, but be prepared to act. Pay attention to what you're doing. And if you are prepared to act, but you don't know how to act, if you don't know how to swerve, guys, you need to practice. You need to practice your swerves. I do have a bunch of videos, and I'm going to have the swerve in my DDFM manual. So if you want to check out that Dan the Fireman manual, training manual, please check it out. I'm going to have instructions on how to set up your own course, how to swerve, how to do slalom, how to do all these things, emergency brake. Guys, you need to pay attention to this, okay? I get a lot of comments about certain things like, why do I talk with my hands? It's not safe, and I'm talking about beginner mistakes. I'm talking about this, I'm talking about that. Well, guys, when you understand that your bike's not going to want to fall over because you let go of your hands, you start becoming more comfortable. When you become more comfortable, you can move around on the bike, and it's not a big deal. So that's something else that you might need to start practicing. So guys, if you have any comments though and you want to participate in making other people safer, guys, that's the whole goal of this channel, is to make other riders safer, is to make you confident in what you're doing so you don't have any issues. If you guys want to join that, please join the Discord, write in the comments down below, join Patreon, get the DDFM manual, and you're not going to regret it. Trust me, you're not going to regret it. With that said, I hope you guys ride safe, be safe, and I'll see you guys later.